Hi, my name is Me2Win, and I'm a current student at UC Berkeley. This is my 9th video assignment for a patent engineering course at UC Berkeley called IUR 190G. In this video, I'll first, again, briefly go over the general details of the lawsuit between Apple and HTC, and then I will mostly talk about how Apple's Patent 31 and its first claim are obvious. So Apple is claiming that HTC is infringing on 5 of Apple's patents, one of which is patent 7,469,381, or patent 381 for short. And this patent is called list scrolling and document translation, scaling, and rotation on a touchscreen display. Apple is claiming that HTC's 16 smartphones, as well as HTC Flyer tablet computer, infringe on this specific patent. And in particular, Apple is referencing the window bounce back feature that is covered in the first claim of this patent. So now I will be talking about why patent 381's first claim is obvious. And so in order to determine this claim's obviousness, I'll be sticking to Graham's ruling. So using those guidelines, this claim can be considered obvious for 2 reasons. One, there was a strong market pressure to solve a certain problem. And so this problem was a counterintuitiveness of having the screen simply stop when you reach the end of the document. This can be seen with other phones such as the Google Nexus S or earlier Nokia phones. And those phones simply did not do well because users had a hard time registering that it was the end of the document or the end of the list without that bounce back feature. So without a response from the device that they have reached the end of the document, it's extremely counterintuitive and almost frustrating for the user, and they end up, it takes several swipes until they realize that they're at the end of the document. So for this reason, there's a strong both a design need and market pressure to solve this counterintuitiveness. The second way that this feature can be considered obvious is that there really were just a very small number of solutions to this problem. Granted, there are other ways to do it, such as some phones, they have a glow once you reach the end of the document. Off the top of my head, it can also have a small vibrate, like a small vibrating motion if you reach the end of the document. However, there's still an extremely limited number of things that you can do in order to signal that you have reached the end of the document. And so it can be strongly argued that because there's a very limited number of possible solutions to the problem of the counterintuitiveness of reaching the end of the document and just stopping, because of this, the feature can also be considered obvious. So that's it for this week. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you again next week.